Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today what I decided to do was I wanted to build another eco home. I've been really enjoying the new pack, so that's what I decided I wanted to do with my video today. But I wanted to do a micro home. I think that the eco lifestyle pack and the tiny living stuff pack really work well together because of their really similar styles. And if you think about it, if you're living in a micro home, it's a lot more energy efficient than if you were to live in a big home. So I thought that they would pair well together. So you can see me just working out the roofing over here, and I think I go with it looking like that, yeah. And I put this contrast on the outside of the house. I think that it looks really nice. I like the contrast of the wood and the stone. And I think that because this house is so small, it would probably only be suitable for one single sim or maybe a new couple, but it really is a small home for your sims to live in. And I did try to include as many skill building items as I could in this build. I wanted to make sure that there was plenty for your sims to do and plenty of ways for them to progress and maybe get a bigger home, because this could maybe be a starter home. I think that the lot value is a bit too expensive for a starter home, but I think you could maybe as like a second home kind of thing, and then progress from there onto a bigger house, unless your sim is completely determined on being an eco sim, and then of course that would then of course they would stay in this kind of home. So I do the landscaping first in this build, and I really like how the landscaping turned out. I kept it fairly simple, but I think that it looked really nice in the end. So here you can see me kind of struggling with the fencing, because if I fenced the entire garden like that, it added tiles onto it, so it kind of made it seem as if I had done too many tiles for the house, but I hadn't. So I left that space open next to the house there and just put the bin in the way so sims can't get through there. But that was a small issue that I was having while I was doing this build. Here I am just putting in some landscaping and some trees and things, and I put this covering over the carport area. I turned this into like a carport, and you'll see that in a little bit. I do add a pillar in. I added a black pillar to tie the awning in with the rest of the build, because you have the black doors and the black windows all over the house, so I thought that that would fit pretty well. And here I had that same problem where I was just adding tiles on when actually it wasn't like a usable space. It was just the planting. So as you can see here, I just add a few plants and a few bushes around the place, and I think that it looks really nice and very natural, which was kind of what I was going for, because if it's a green home, they probably wanted to add keep as much greenery as they could from when they built the house. So that was my theory behind this one. And I make this into a little flower bed. I think it looks really cute. It's got lots of bright colors, and I think it adds a lot of color to the build, and I think that that looks really nice in my opinion. And I just add the soil in here, which you can see, just to make it look a bit more realistic. I think I forgot this in one of my builds, and I was like, how did I even forget this? Because I do it in every single one of my builds. I was amazed, quite honestly. So you can see me moving on to the back garden here. I wanted to incorporate as much as I could into this back garden, lots of skill building, lots of and just an outdoor cooking space as well, because I think that that looks really nice, and also gives your sims another way to cook. So I thought that that was a nice thing to do. I also added that dew collector in there, so I think that the dew collector looks well, it doesn't look very nice, but I think that it would bring down the water bills a bit. And honestly, in this house, I don't think you'd be paying much in the way of bills, because you have the solar panels on the roof. It's a tiny house, so you get it's a micro home, so you get discounts on your bills. And I really don't think you'd end up paying a lot in the way of bills for this house, which is pretty nice actually. So I'm moving on to the inside here, and you can see the kitchen space that I've kind of laid out, and it's really small. There's only the one counter available for food preparation, and then the other one I would normally clutter up, but I can't clutter that one up because of it being the only space available to make the food. So I left it pretty uncluttered, which is kind of weird for me because normally I clutter the kitchen up quite a lot. And I'm just adding a TV in here. So those, if you don't know, those tiny living TVs, they can be used as a bookshelf, a speaker, and a TV. So that gives your Sims a lot of variety on what they can do to keep themselves busy in this house. And just add just some lights next to the bed there as well. I was going to use a Murphy bed, but I think that I prefer having the bed like that and make it look more like a studio apartment rather than having the Murphy bed in there, because as much as a Murphy bed is more practical, I just prefer the look of having a bed in the living room personally. And I wasn't able to actually add a dining room into this build, but I thought that the Sims could just eat on the bed because they're normally okay with it. They would eat kind of weirdly, like on the side of the bed instead of facing the TV, but that's the Sims. So I add an easel in, and I do move it out to the garden because I realized that I don't have a dresser in the living area, and I think I do that now, yeah. So I just move that easel outside. I also add a chess table in. So there's plenty for your Sims in the way of skills, because there's the books, which you can do any skill with if you buy the books, or there is the gardening skill, the art skill, what is the art skill? Painting, and the logic skill. So there's plenty to keep your Sims busy. And I have done a small bathroom. I did a bath shower combo because I think that they look quite nice, and it's a good way for your Sims to relieve stress if they do get stressed. So that's what I decided on doing. I also add a car in here because I think that it suits with like having the carport there. I think that it would just look kind of weird without having the carport. And I think we're just about to go in. We're going into the tour. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.